So through a crazy 2023 with the most travel I've done in a year, I've had a lot of time to think about what credit card perks and benefits provide the max value, and also which ones are great candidates that could change in the near future. With 2024 right around the corner, and as a response to Luke's challenge from Luke's Points and Miles with his recent predictions, here are my 5 major predictions on what could change in the credit card world over the next year. I have zero insider information, you probably know just as much as I do, but if you want to follow along, comment down below what your 5 major predictions are, and we'll check back in a year to see what happened. With that said, my prediction number 1 is that Wells Fargo officially enters the ring to join the other powerhouses in the credit card game like Amex, Chase, Capital One, and Citi, specifically around their new autographed Journey card that's supposed to be coming later in 2024. Now with the Points Guy's confirmation, this prediction is less about whether or not the card will come out, but more about how this card will slot in compared to the rest of the competition. With the Wells Fargo Active Cash coming out in middle of 2021, and the Wells Fargo autograph card coming out in middle of 2022, I think this new autographed Journey card will come out sometime in 2024 and directly competing with some of the powerful combos in the space. Just like how there's the popular Chase trifecta and the Citi trifecta, I think the autographed Journey card will come out and complete the Wells Fargo trifecta, and here's why. I think all trifectas target these 3 main areas. 1, you have a card that acts as the foundation of the entire setup. On the Chase side, you have the Chase Freedom Unlimited, giving you a baseline 1.5% or 1.5 times points back on all of your purchases, no matter the category or cap. With Citi, you have the Double Cash card essentially doing the same thing, but offering you 2 times points on that spend. And then here on the Wells Fargo side, you have the Active Cash card giving you 2% again on all the spend, no category specifics, and no spending caps. I'll also add a prediction here that when the autographed Journey card comes out, there will be a way to freely transfer your points through all of these cards, just like how you can do so on these other trifectas. Then there's card 2, which usually targets a higher level of earning, but with a narrower set of categories. Again, on the Chase side, you have your Freedom Flex, primarily used towards the 5% or 5 times points on rotating categories every quarter. Then you have the Citi Custom Cash card, also giving you 5 times points, but for your top category every month. Here on Wells Fargo, you have the Autograph card, also with no annual fees, offering you 3 times points unlimited towards these special categories like restaurants, travel, gas, transit, popular streaming services, and phone plans. And then card number 3 tackles giving you even more points, as well as a strong suite of perks and benefits. This can be like getting elevated points values when redeeming points through the Chase Sapphire cards like the Preferred, or being able to combine and redeem your points for outsized value like both Citi and Chase. My prediction for the Wells Fargo Autographed Journey card is that it'll slot in similar to the Sapphire Preferred or the Citi Premier, targeting an annual fee of $95 or maybe slightly higher at $150. And there's a few reasons why. For one, I don't think Wells Fargo is ready for an ultra luxury or premium travel card yet. For example, one that competes with the Sapphire Reserve or the Amex Platinum card. In fact, they only have 6 credit cards today on their website, with all of them being $0 in annual fees, except for this one co-branded hotel card at $95, which again could be where this Journey card gets priced in. I mean, they probably can stretch for a higher tier card like the Venture X does with its $395 in annual fees, but I don't think Wells Fargo has enough of a foundation built out to support that type of push. Maybe they can reach to the $100-something mark, but probably below $200. 2, given the ability to transfer to partners is coming to autograph cards, including the current autograph no annual fee card, then that's not a differentiating factor on this new autograph Journey card that could justify an even higher annual fee. And then 3, it just matches what's on the market today, like the Sapphire Preferred and the Citi Premier, both at $95. And so that's where I think the card will slot in. But what's even more fun is trying to predict the multipliers and the perks that will come with the card. Now, when it comes to multipliers, it's kind of hard because the autograph card itself already has some amazing multipliers giving you 3 times unlimited points on this few categories. So I can see the autograph card bumping that up slightly, probably choosing some select categories to bump to 4 times points, maybe stretching it to 5 times points, but the higher it goes, the more likely there will be some sort of cap on the number of points you can earn in those higher categories. I could also see them introducing some other categories, especially groceries, that could really round out the different categories they have within the autograph ecosystem. The card will probably also have some sort of credit, likely at least half of the annual fees worth in value, or more credit towards a more specific perk like Lounge Buddy or Clear Credit that the Amex Green Card has. And then of course with a higher annual fee, I'm guessing that it'll come with a higher welcome bonus, probably within the range of 60 to 80,000 points. In terms of card benefits, it'll make sense if they add protections like extended warranties or purchase protection, as well as some sort of travel protections as well. And then when it comes to Wells Fargo's rumored travel partners, I really hope they just copy and paste over the ones from Built, but unfortunately I'm starting to think that that might be a stretch. I mean, I think if they do, this setup from Wells Fargo will just shoot to the top of a lot of people's wallets, and probably even justify that higher annual fee of between $100 to $200. But again, it's probably not going to happen. Maybe it'll be some sort of slimmed down list from the Built partners, but it's really hard to predict. So that's what I think will happen to Wells Fargo. I think this new autograph journey card will help Wells Fargo solidify themselves in this credit card game by having their own sort of trifecta, and have it priced pretty competitively, at least to begin with a great offer, as well as including some transfer partners that will probably resonate well with the community. Alright, prediction number 2 is that we're getting a new American Express card, slotting above the Amex Platinum, but below the Amex Centurion card, or the black card. First of all, with so many changes to the Amex ecosystem, it really seems like more and more people are getting into this space and diminishing that luxurious feel or flex you can do with the Platinum card. I mean, with these changes like access to Centurion lounges for guests, it's kind of clear that they want to address this overcrowding, as well as just not needing to attract more and more people to these cards. That, or they want to nudge the Amex Platinum card down the hierarchy in order to carve out space and make room for this higher tier card, the potential Amex Titanium card, or at least that's the name I've been hearing thrown around. Now, with the Platinum card already being $695, I don't think the Titanium card will be cheap. My best guess is an annual fee anywhere between $1,500 and $2,500. And with that fee, I think you get some of the following. First, better lounge access. I think you're getting the same network of lounges, but with better access rules. For example, entering Centurion lounges with yourself and 2 guests without needing to meet a spending limit like you do on the Platinum card. Again, this is one of those examples where they could have knocked down the Platinum card to carve space for this card. Second, a higher base welcome bonus, probably within the range of 150,000 to 200,000 points. With a higher annual fee, it usually comes with a bump in welcome bonus as well, where it's almost always the case that the value you get from these initial welcome bonus is enough to cover at least the first year in annual fee. In this case, with an average of 2 cents per point for these MR points, this welcome bonus could be valued between $3,000 and $4,000. Definitely enough to cover this predicted annual fee. Third, a separate concierge that's only for Titanium members. Similar to how there's separate concierge for Centurion cardholders as well as Platinum cardholders, there's probably another dedicated set of people for these cardholders, as well as maybe dedicated experiences for these Titanium members. Just like how for some lounges, there's a carved out space just for Centurion cardholders. Fourth, better travel protections or shopping coverages, maybe with a higher payout amount or higher limits. Fifth, similar credits but higher amounts, where the estimated value of these credits provided by Amex could be between $3,000 to $5,000, similar to how the benefits on the Platinum card are valued at $1,500 for the $695 in annual fees. And my best guess is that they double down on some core benefits, maybe $1,000 towards the hotel credit, $500 towards Uber Cash, $500 for the airline fee credit, and maybe even $1,000 for Saks Fifth Avenue. Which brings me to prediction number 3, and that's with a continued increase in annual fees across the board, as well as justifying those with increased credits, but spread across more segments. For example, and I hate to say this, but if this potential Amex Titanium card will have $1,000 towards hotels and Saks Fifth Avenue, it'll probably be spread out, maybe per quarter, so $250 every 3 months. I mean, I get it. From a business perspective, it's an easy way to be able to market a higher overall credit, as well as have people use the card more often throughout the year, where instead of using it for just one trip covering the $1,000 and then forgetting about it for the rest of the year, you'll have to spread it 4 times throughout the year. And along with these increased credits, although more spread out, I think that's a way for these companies to then justify an even higher annual fee. I mean, it's already been happening, like the American Express Hilton Aspire card jumping from $450 to $550, or the Amex Bonvoy Brilliant card jumping from $450 to $650 back in late 2022. And at the same time, this is also when they introduced these credits that were more spread out, like the $300 dining credit on the Bonvoy Brilliant spread $25 per month, or the increased $400 Hilton Resort credit on the Hilton Aspire, but spread $200 per half. So with that said, I can see other cards like the Venture X increasing in fees, like $395 up to $495, but say increasing that travel credit from $300 to $400, but splitting that between 2 halves, so $200 per half, as well as maybe the Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve cards getting increases in their annual fees too, probably the latter. Which is then prediction number 4, that there will be a refresh to the Chase lineup, more specifically the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, which I've mentioned for quite a while now. Don't get me wrong, I think the Chase Sapphire Reserve is an appropriate card depending on the right person and their lifestyle, but it's also a card that hasn't seen major changes in quite a while now when the whole industry has been moving, like the introduction of amazing cards like the Venture X. I mean, with such a premium card, there's no hotel statuses and there's no car rental statuses. So I could see those perks being added, maybe giving you Marriott Gold as well as some statuses towards these car rental companies. And status with this card isn't new. For some limited times, you were able to get Marriott Gold status with your Sapphire Reserve. It's just never been a permanent addition. They could even add a clear credit, which has been popular among a lot of travel cards, and add to the travel portion of this card, given they already offer credit towards Global Entry, TSA PreCheck, or even Nexus. Their multipliers could be updated as well, potentially bumping up some multipliers to say 4 times in dining, or even introducing a new category like general groceries at 3 times or even 4 times. I could also see a rise in welcome bonus from a baseline of 60,000 points to 80 or 100k, just to differentiate it from the Sapphire Preferred, which already has a baseline of 60,000 points for a much lower cost. But of course, with all these changes will probably come that increase in annual fees from $550 to probably $595 or even $695. The latter probably needs a small bump to the credits, so maybe you get $350 or $400 travel credit instead. Now I think this probably has a lower chance, but the rest of the cards in the Chase lineup may need an update as well, especially to differentiate them a little more given so many overlapping categories. Taking a look at the Freedom Unlimited, you have 3 times on drugstores, 3 times on dining, and 5 times on Chase Travel. Looking at the Freedom Flex, same thing, 3 times drugstores, 3 times dining, and 5 times on Chase Travel. Even if you look at the Sapphire Preferred, you also get 3 times on dining and 5 times on Chase Travel. And then this is a major stretch, but maybe bumping up the Freedom Unlimited from 1.5% to 2%, but most likely that will not happen because there are ways to get even more value already when you combine it with a Sapphire Preferred to give you a 25% boost towards travel, or the Sapphire Reserve giving you a 50% boost. Between those 2 cards, that will bump up your Freedom Unlimited's value to 1.875 or 2.25% in value. And then prediction number 5 is the continued devaluation of points and miles. Just like how there's inflation for regular cash, points and miles have to catch up as well. Now, I don't see the devaluations coming from the direct transferring of these points because the 1-to-1 ratio is just too easy to move away from. but it's the devaluations on some of these select partners and redeeming their points, specifically around airlines. And this is already happening to some sweet spots that's been around for quite some time. Like back in June of 2023, United devalues basically all of their international redemptions, or Virgin Atlantic devaluing those amazing ANA first class redemptions, or more recently their changes to their Delta awards. And then even just now, British Airways Avios devalues their partner awards on Alaska and American Airlines, which have historically been amazing for shorter haul routes, with the points guy reporting the cost going up as high as 20 to 30% on some redemptions. For example, a flight from New York down to Miami would go from 9,000 points to 11,000 points, an increase of 22%. And I'm afraid more changes might be on the horizon, with one of the executives over at Aeroplan trying to crack down on people trying to abuse their tools, whether they're you and I who are just trying to find awards for our own earned points, or for these points brokers who are trying to buy and flip these award seats. It's not too clear. It's already hard to find award space, and with recent shutdowns of amazing tools like CalTool, things might just get harder, which is why I really hope my current favorite tool, Seats.aero, sticks around for the long run. So those are my predictions for the upcoming year 2024. Again, I could be completely wrong. Although with the annual fee ones, I'm afraid those are pretty inevitable. But as there's still so much amazing value out there among the cards today, the best time to start was yesterday, and the next best time is today. So you'll want to go on and check out this video for my optimal strategy towards travel credit cards. See you over there.